Welcome, everybody. I wanted to maybe briefly introduce and also tell what's happening here and what we will be doing in this session and continuously for the rest of the day. And I hope most of you are able to be together for whole day. And this afternoon, we have two great teachers are coming, Lama Ludu Rinpoche from Kagyu tradition, from Kagyu lineage, and Khenpo Oje Chuan Rinpoche from the Nyingma school. They will be joining later today. So, trying to stay for a whole day, and of course, there might be always you can find excuse, and trying to, if it's possible, trying to set aside all these excuses. And this is a great opportunity to be for a whole day together practicing. And of course, everything you need to do, you can always find another ways to do it. So I encourage very much to try to be in every session and for a whole day. And just wanted to welcome everybody. I know like many people, when I'm traveling around the world and teaching, that many people come up saying how these webcasts has been wonderful, how it has been supporting their practices. Because they are kind of far away from not having access to the teaching and all the group practices. But this has been there, like remembering that there's every month there is a session of teaching practices, and it's also very organized, very so specific homeworks to do the rest of the month. People are feeling like very much guided and supported. So I just wanted to welcome everybody, all those people, and I'm glad that you're doing that. That's what we are. We all are putting effort to 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 feel that the benefit there, and then also welcome to all the first comers today. And as you know, probably that this is not just a one single session. This is the whole day. I say the whole day program and the whole year teachings. So as you can see, whole 12-month uh, schedule of teachings every Saturday of the second week. I think it's the second week. Every Saturday we are teaching in very very specific topics, and they're all like kind of first month or like a kind of foundation to the next month and kind of supporting the practices. And sometimes we're giving little homeworks, and so it will continue. And from today, I'm doing here from my home in California, and next month we will be doing it from Paris, and in July, and then in August we will be doing from Germany. So we will be broadcasting this from different places. Um, and probably also I wanted to welcome those people who are secretly watching these webcasts. That you are not how you say, you don't let anybody know, or you don't uh, just kind of watching what's happening, anywhere from suspicious watch to curiosity watch to whatever way. I wanted to welcome everybody. This is also, everybody has a different ways to connect with these teachings. So that's probably your way of teaching to these, connecting to the teaching. And maybe it's good to be open up fully if it is sometimes like that, kind of secret, suspicious. Then it's also very good to recognize that's what you're doing right now, this very moment, and to just say, oh, this is what I'm doing. And in you there's a place called a full openness, through which you see much more, through which you connect much more, through which you receive much more, through which you can be more fully who you are, with the help of this one single moment of recognition of your state of consciousness. When you do that, sometimes you're not only doing right now This is just a window of opportunity to recognize that, but that's how you are seeing the world all the time, including the people that you live with, people that you admire, people that you work with, people that you need help from all your resources, that you look through that eye of suspicious or not full connection. And it's just, maybe it's a very, very good moment to recognize that, so that you might able to have some sense of full access to yourself and this inner refuge. Now, talking about the inner refuge, this session today is a primary focus of today's session is about the inner refuge. So before I go into a little bit more into detail about the inner refuge, I will talk a little bit about meditation we just did right now, this moment. This really, like, if I conclude down, I will say just in the 2 words. Of course, the 2 words will not cover everything, but at least 2 I will highlight is, one, it's like a connecting to the door, and one is like a being in the center, in the central room, by being right in the center, not at the door, but being inside the room. So in a way that every moment in our life, for sure, any important meditation in Dzogchen, that's only kind of 2 way. Either you are kind of at the door or you are in. In any situation in life, probably it's very similar. Either you are at the door, you are fully in. Like as I said, those you are watching this webcast, some of you look at your heart, how open you are. It makes me so much joy to see people who kind of make comments on the webcast, on these teachings, when they think, so their gratitude, their appreciation. Just, even just to see them every now and then makes my heart open very much. Because what I see is not so much what I'm doing and just feeling, oh, what I'm doing and people are appreciating. It's not very much that, but just seeing where they are. They are in a kind of full, open, clear, devoted place. Just to see that is such a joy. And those are the other places I know, like even I meet sometime many Tibetan teachers, young Tibetan teachers, people who listen to these teachings a lot. I meet all the time. They say, oh, wonderful, I watch your YouTube teachings and great, they're really, really helpful. And sometimes they're not necessarily watching from the place of the teaching or trying to really learn something. Maybe sometimes they're learning how to teach. They're just learning how to teach, or how to communicate, or maybe sometimes they're learning something, open to something, but not necessarily you're in the room, but you're at the door. Most people who are like, oh, what he's doing, like I used to know him, okay, now he's doing these kind of webcasts, and what he's doing, like the same thing. You're at the door, you're not in the room. So it's just basically, even in your life, you're in relationship with somebody. You are in or you are at the door. You look at every relationship you have this very moment. A person that you live with, or you're in or you are at the door, struggling to get in, or struggling to get out, or you're suffering that you're stuck in that door. You don't know you wanted to get out, or you don't know you wanted to get in. Or even your work situation, you are in, you're fully there, and you feel so grateful, gratitude that you have a job, you love the job, you forget the time as if you're in love with your job, or you are fully out and you're suffering. So in a way, Of course, everything I said, including listening to this webcast, the relationship, or your job, that in a way they are important because they are a big part of your life, but maybe not that important. What is most important is the connection to yourself. Are you at your in yourself, or you are outside of yourself, or you are at the door? Most of the time, we are outside. We are so lost, so disconnected. Every deep pain that you're experiencing, every suffering that you're experiencing, desperateness, hopelessness that you're experiencing, they are the clear proof or clear sign of the disconnectedness. You don't have to ask questions saying, am I disconnected? Or am I connected? Am I in or am I out? Or I'm stuck at the door? Those sufferings, those pains, conflicts are clear proof and signs of that you're out. You're out. And of course, it's okay to have that experience. We all do. Spend years, anywhere from very ordinary people who supposed to not know anything to people who are supposed to know everything, suffer the same. Some admit, some don't, but it's not easy to escape from that place. You can escape by trying to not admit, deny, or pretend, but you cannot, run away from the truth, the reality. If you're out, you're out. So it's a very good time to recognize these two principles. You're in or you're out. You are in your inner refuge, or you are out. So in practice, the stillness, what I call three precious pills, the stillness of your body, the silence of your speech, the spaciousness of your mind, three most important things, which is always with you, which is always access to that truth, to that nature of mind, which is traveling with you any moment. And right this moment, it's right with you. You might have forgotten your pen. You might have forgotten your piece of notebook. You might have forgotten your cell phone. You might have forgotten to do things, but you cannot forget to bring your body, speech, and mind with you here. They are access to you. So when you're aware of the stillness, that's called door, the door of the body. When you're aware of the silence of your speech, that's called door of the speech. When you're aware of the spaciousness of your mind, it's a door for you, door of the mind. These are called three doors: door of the body, door of the speech, door of the mind. They are door, that means they are not destination, arrival. You can hang out there as long as you want, as long as you need, as long as you really, really remember the door, you're familiar with the door, that the door that you know, it's always there. Even you sometimes choose to exit from yourself. It's important to remember to come back. When we travel, when you travel in new countries and new cities, you go into the kind of areas and hotels or something. What do you do before you leave the hotel? You go to the information desk. You said, can you give me a address? Can you give me a map? Can you mark the location of the hotel? And sometimes we will say, oh, I wanted to go to that restaurant. I wanted to go to that museum. Then you wanted to make sure, look, how to get back to the hotel. We do that all the time, even just leaving a hotel. It's okay to get lost from the hotel. You'll eventually find it. Worst of the worst, get a cab. Might cost a lot if you don't know the exact address, but eventually you will find it. But when you exit yourself, that's the worst. And when you don't know how to get back, that's the worst. So it's really important to remember the doors, what we're talking here. But then it's also remember when you get in, just don't spend whole night at the hotel's gate. Because there's a beautiful room, a beautiful bed, a right temperature, a comfortable blankets waiting for you, and you're trying to sleep right near the door. Might be cold, uncomfortable. I had one time experience of sleeping near the door, somebody locked out from my apartment. Horrible experience. A friend of mine, come back in the night, and he locked me out, and trying to open the door, it's sleeping, could not open, waited until 3 a.m, just trying to sleep outside. And every time somebody's walking up through the apartment to the next floor, I'm trying to get up, not to look too strange, like sleeping near the door. But finally, around 3, 4 in the morning, when he got out, went to the bathroom and realized somebody was knocking door and opened door for me. One thing I promised myself, I'm not going to get mad at him, because nobody did that with intention. That's very bad to do that thing with intention, right? So, and also I do not want to waste any moment, because I need some sleep, because the next day I was teaching. The moment he opened the door, I said, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I just went right away in my bed and tried to sleep. And then when I slept in my bed, I discovered the most beautiful bed in the world. Most beautiful bed. A new bed I discovered in my life. It was so comfortable. I slept right away. So whenever I have kind of bed is a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit challenging of going back bed, I try to remember that moment, sleeping outside, how horrible it was, and then thinking about how beautiful this is, and I go to sleep right away. So the same way, you're out in that really painful place where you keep losing your energy all the time, or you're in, or you are at the door where you feel much better, much supported, feeling a hope, and or you're in fully where you feel totally safe, protected, where you feel you're nourishing your being. So just every given moment in your life, just remember being out where you're through recognizing through your pain, through your just losing energy continuously. You're just discussing with somebody, losing so much energy, or trying to be perfect, losing energy, trying to be even compassionate, losing energy, trying to be a good practitioner, losing energy, trying to be a good mother, good father, losing energy. You're losing, you're disconnected. recognize those moments, and what you do that moment, come to the door. You will be protected more. At least you will not suffer as much or lose as much, not drain as much yourself. The moment you feel the stillness of your body, your inner ungrounding is immediately supported. As I'm speaking, not just listen to my words, apply the meaning of words that I am saying in yourself right now, because you can. Right now, you're at the door. Even I'm speaking, you're listening. Your room might be very quiet where you're listening from, and you are quiet, but I'm speaking. I still hear it, that silence. I still feel that silence. I'm at the door. Even I'm speaking. You can be at the door even you're listening. If you're feeling, if you're being in that silence, you are at the door or you are in. Same thing with third door. So the three door means the door of the body, door of the speech, door of the mind. That means stillness of the body, silence of the speech, spaciousness of the mind. That means being aware of it. And that's very important in this particular cycle of teaching. We're talking about soul. We're talking about the vitality. We're talking about the life force. We're talking about your well-being. We're talking about your health. How do we lose it? We lose it when we are out. We are more protected when we are at the door. We are fully protected when we are in. But at least come to the door. And this particular teaching, what we are emphasizing here, we're talking about retrieving the essence of elements. Because this whole cycle, those who are new here today, first time, I would strongly recommend that you listen to the previous webcasts. They're all recorded in our web page, and probably the Polly can let everybody know what the web page is in your chart log. And also we have a particular our new website called Ocean of Wisdom, that where most of these teachings are. We are in the process of uploading. I'm not sure if they are uploaded already or not. And then there are multiple languages subtitles that we are in the process, and some of them are already there. Thanks to, I think there's over 30 people, or I don't know exactly numbers, over 30 people, voluntary people working hard all the time, subtitling them in that web page. So I strongly recommend to watch that. And also, good news. It's so you don't only see the, how you say, the on the screen, that kind of in the cover page, but it's materialized. And we just got these books out from the printer, but I think they are not yet available in the stores, but you can order already online. So the true source of healing. This is the book that we are trying to cover different chapters from this book for entire year. So I would strongly recommend to get the book, and I'm going to today I'm going to talk some parts of this book. So in this particular session, we are talking about, we have spoken a lot about how you lose your soul, how you lose your vitality, life force in everyday life, in your this wrong relationship, painful relationship with your work, in your relationship, even with yourself, even just effort just to survive and be, or even effort of being good. We lose all the time, and during all this process, we lose our soul. How to, of course, some of you are thinking, oh, how we can talk about the soul. I heard that in Buddhism there is no soul or something like that. That's a kind of complicated question to get into. I have spoken about it in the past, so just I will not speak anything about it here. Just look at previous ones. If you're seriously interested in the question, look at the previous ones and find those places. If you're not seriously interested, in 5 minutes the answer, your question will disappear from your head. So that's a good sign also. So what it's saying here is that when you lose these things, how you can retrieve from the nature. For example, we talked about the nature, earth. If you're really trying to feel more connection to the earth, you're able to retrieve the essence of the earth element. When you're trying to feel more connection to the air, water, fire, air, has a space outside in the nature, more connection to the nature, more connection to the spirit of the nature. You'll find more. And here, particularly, we're not talking about the outer nature very much. Here we're talking about inner refuge as ultimate source of retrieving your soul, retrieving your well-being, retrieving your vitality, discovering your potentiality, your creativity, your joy. So basically, it comes down to everything that you are looking for this very moment in your life. I don't know, a peace of mind, a joy, a solution. Whatever you're looking, this very, very, very moment of your life, maybe in the process of looking it, you're losing a lot, because you're losing, how you say, you're looking at the wrong place. You're looking a love from a person who don't even feel love. You're looking for a solution place where environment, there's so much conflict and so much, how you say, darkness. You're looking a sense of peace where there is so much confusion. A lot of conflict. You're probably in the wrong place. You're looking in the wrong people. You're looking in wrong situations. And that's why you're not finding. That's why you're losing more. So the right place to look is the inner refuge, in yourself, through the three doors: stillness of the body, silence of the speech, spaciousness of the mind. We also call it 3 precious pills. So I said, take 3 precious pills. White pill of the body, red pill of the speech, blue pill of the mind. Take more pills. So once you are enter through the door and you find that inner refuge, so what is that actually inner refuge? That inner refuge, there's a 3. As you look at the prayers, I take refuge in the body of emptiness. That's first refuge. I take refuge in that body of light. That's second refuge. I take refuge in the body of great bliss. That third refuge. The last line of the 3 prayers of the inner refuges are mentions what actually the 3 refuges are. In experience, what that means when you feel fully access to that unbounded space. In Burn tradition, we also sometimes it's known as a mother, Ma. In the Nyingma tradition, sometimes it's known as a Ngowo, like an essence. You can call many different names, doesn't matter. That's the first refuge. But you are able to be in there fully by, you cannot be just right away unless you're really like a advanced practitioner. You kind of have to gradually, a little bit like enter through the door. That means trying to feel your stillness in your body, like a dual support, like what we call sometimes Sinjeji Shine, like the calm abiding practice through attributes. That means through attribute means Sinje means usually we have or sound or object of focus, but in this case, your own body is the object of focus. Your own body is the Tsenche, the attribute, object of focus. Your own body, stillness in your own body is support to make you feel more still. So you enter through that. And as I guided in the practice, first there's a really sense of like you really when you're getting up and when you're feeling really weak, you really feel like you need a walking stick. You need to feel without the stick. You feel like you will fall down. And maybe some point you feel you use the walking stick enough. You feel like you're gaining your strength back. You feel like I feel I can let go of the stick because I'm feeling that stability within myself. That point, you just gradually let go of the stick. When you let go of the stick, you have no longer a stick. You have no longer outer focus. You don't have no longer a dual attention. You have it's kind of non-dual experiences of the stillness within yourself. When you feel that, what I called in during the meditation earlier, I called it like a stillness of being, indestructible. That being can never be destroyed. If you're afraid something's going to be destroyed in your life, somebody is planning to destroy you, somebody might be planning to destroy your job, your project, your status, but cannot destroy you. You're more likely to be surviving if you focus on that. You're more likely protecting the job, which might be able to destroy by somebody. You might able to protect that job more by focusing on yourself, not on job. Or you might even realize This is the best time to let go of that job. Thanks to that person who is trying to destroy it. You have thanked that person saying, thank you, I have been trying to get rid of this job for such a long time. I never succeeded until you came up in my life. Thank you for destroying my job. Now I'm free from this. I could have not done by myself. So once you feel that you connected with that inner sacred space, the first refuge, what is the role of the first refuge? Unbounded space. Just listen to that. Unbounded space. First of all, it's saying boundless. That every boundary, it is the antidote, ultimate antidote to overcome every boundary by being the boundless, by being aware of the boundless space, that mother, that essence of mind. It's the ultimate antidote to overcome boundaries. And the boundaries are our most problematic psychological states. If you're very bounded, you see less. If you're more open, you see more, you feel more. If you're really you're so much open, that means you see so much more, you feel so much more, you live your life so much more with richness. When you're fully open, that means you live your life fully, and you live connection with everything. So that's the first refuge. So why it's important that, like, for example, the first refuge, or which, when I say first refuge, we're talking about unbounded space. When I say unbounded awareness, it's a little different. Unbounded awareness means awareness of that space, and the space is a little different. Space, because why is it different? Because unbounded space is always there, regardless of our ignorance. But unbounded awareness in ourself is not always there unless you are conscious and aware, unless you are in, not out, or not at the door. So this line in like in from the seventh mirror, it says its positive qualities are inconceivable. Like the revelation of the king's treasure. The one who rests within its true meaning enjoys the inexhaustible wealth of its fruition. So basically, that what is, if you look at the line, it's just saying that place in ourself, that this is not a metaphorical, and that I think is very important to not say, oh, this is just a metaphorical. In true meaning, it's not. It doesn't say that. That's absolutely wrong. This literally, this is what it means, and this, I take it as a literally, and it's one of the most beautiful lines, I think. Very meaningful lines. So, incredible amount of qualities. The first line, that's what I'm saying. Inconceivable qualities. So I will narrow down all these inconceivable qualities into 5 fundamental qualities of earth, water, air, space. Earth, water, fire, air, space. These 5 essential elements, they are there. What does that mean in terms of the quality? That means if you look at in your life, what we're looking, for example, we are looking to be grounded. How many this very moment, how many of you are looking to be grounded, to be centered, to feel connected, to be safe? How many? And the ways that you are looking to maybe to be safe, to be grounded, or better job, better relationship, or more money, whatever, or insurance. Of course, these are very ordinary things that we look to feel more connected, more safe. But how many people do have already all those things, and how unsafe they are feeling? They felt safe when they had it first time, but then they lost, they forget about it. None of those ultimately guaranteed to feel safe or feel well. That's why ultimate source is the inner refuge. Is inner refuge the place there is inexhaustible qualities of these, like earth? The moment you go there, you feel completely grounded, centered, connected, safe, regardless of the outer situation. Because remember, outer situations were like attributes where you feel temporarily safe. What does that mean? When the moment you are in the first refuge, in that unbounded space, and the moment you are aware, specifically, the moment you're aware how beautiful it is. Like chocolate. When you're tasting chocolate, people talk about mindful eating. Mindful eating basically means, that's what it means, right? You're fully aware of the taste and tasting with awareness, tasting slower, giving time, tasting longer, enjoying it, rather than just swallowing chocolate. You might die, right? You might get stuck. Peace. Tasting. So when you taste the earth in that space, that means it's a unique taste. Taste of earth is very unique, that immediately you feel grounded. You are feeling grounded, but are you aware of you feeling grounded? Because what I love about every time, like talking about inner refuge, I feel like it's like a computer, right? It's like a computer. I was just thinking about an example of computer. No matter how much creativity work you wanted to do, unless you turn on the computer, that sound, that light on the screen, after your password you enter, when you see your screen, until you see that screen, you're not going to be able to do anything. If it's not on, if you don't see that screen, all the applications there, you're not able to do anything. So it's the same thing, exactly the same thing. If any moment, if you're trying to do anything, you're trying to say, I want to have a good quality a day with my friend. I want to have a good quality time with myself today. How are you going to do that? You have to turn on your computer. How are you going to do that? You have to at least feel you're near the door. If possible, you feel a moment of just complete connection. Yes, I'm at the door. I realize I was outside. Now I'm at the door. Now I am fully in, and I feel like totally connection to the inner refuge. I visited my shrine, inner shrine. Now I can go out, or now I can go do whatever I want to do within that space. Then your day starts. But until you enter there, you're not going to have a good day. You're not going to have a good meeting. You're not going to have a good conversation. You're not going to have a good connection with somebody. So your computer is on or off. Off means you're not going to do anything. On means you're going to do a lot of things. So your life, the screen of your life, is it on or off? So in this case, it has to be on, and you have to be in that space. Once you are there, then whatever specific element, we have talked about this already in the previous sessions, whatever specific elements that you're missing, whatever elements, specific elements that you have lost, therefore you have lost your soul, you have to be aware of that. And the same element that you're trying to be conscious in the true source, in that inner refuge. I give example of earth, example of water. When you are go there, immediately in that inner sacred space, immediately there is sense of a peace and ease. There is, but not necessarily you are aware. When you are aware, moment when you are aware, you are beginning to retrieve. The word soul retrieving, the word retrieving, the word nourishing, the word receiving blessings. That means the moment you are aware of that specific quality that you have lost in the true source of inner refuge, in the first refuge, like in that unbounded space, the moment you are aware, you have begun to retrieve. You don't have to say, oh, now I'm beginning to retrieve. No, you don't have to say anything. Just for your information, you have begun to retrieve that element. Every second counts. It's like a charging, battery. When you trying to charge your, how you say, iPhone, or you charge the charger that, like little portable chargers that we carry, they have a kind of barcodes, like 5 lines, or 5 lights, or 3 lights. I don't know exactly how many they are, but at least you can see it says the moment you plug it, the red light opens and red light blinks in the first area. That means it's just started to recharge. Every second counts, every minute counts. You come back in 10 minutes later, now it's in the second bar. The second red light is blinking. You come back in I don't know, it depends on how the gadget, but then you come back a little later, maybe in the third one. You come back in a couple of hours, it's green. Or maybe it's in the fifth one. That means it's charged, or it's charged fully or almost charged fully. The green sign is the fully charged, right? We know that. Well, of course, there's no, it would be nice to have a blinking light somewhere in your body. I'm sure maybe at some point the Apple might be able to create, the inner refuge charging, soul retrieval charging batteries, okay, that's fully charged. But right now, there's no outer place to look any blinking light, but you can have a good sense of insight, awareness, how much essence of earth that you have retrieved, wisdom of earth that you have retrieved or not. Because you begin to feel better already in your body, and you begin to feel energetically better. You begin to feel your mind is even better. You begin to feel safer. You begin to feel connection to somebody, something better already. You see signs already because it's charged. So same way, the water element, so I think we are running out of the time. So I suppose we will continue later. I will continue later from the place where I've left, and then maybe in the next session we will have a little bit more time time to ask some questions. Just so before we close my session here, I just wanted to say thank a lot of people. Just wanted to not mention everybody's name, but primarily like Polly from Virginia, and Lourdes, who is in Mexico, who will be guiding next session of the practice. She's been doing incredible amount of work, making all this happen. Polly and Lourdes has been doing all this work, and there's all the translators that you can you're hearing in different languages right this moment, and it's we have to thank, all of us has to thank, and particularly if you're hearing in different languages, you have to remember the person the person who is translating it, because we are very grateful, we are very thankful to those peoples. And clearly, and as many of you are benefiting from this, I've always been telling that I'm totally committed to doing this and continuously doing this, and I see I just basically, my commitment is there, and it will clearly expand more and more and more and more. It is always, of course, I have to find my balance, but this is where I wanted to help more and more, but I cannot do it by myself. Need a lot of help, and we already have basic necessity helps, but I realize we need a lot of more help in the areas, and ordinarily I ask everybody to saying, at least please, if it's meaningful to you, and if you are able to click few more buttons, then click more buttons in your social network to those friends who might benefit a lot, those you really know who will be interested and who will be benefited, and particularly who really looking for something like this. Please click few more buttons and let them know. That you can do, and I cannot do. I don't know your friend. I don't know your friend needs help. But don't click button if there is somebody who might be offended, who might think you're crazy, and they will only secretly watch it, but they will not let you know they are watching it. So let them watch in their secret way, but those who want to watch open way, click buttons. That I'm asking your help. And something new that I have mentioned many times before, and I hope you hear me, and I hope you have been clicking more buttons. One new thing that I've never mentioned before is, I think, area of like outreach, and I think I would like to have set a small group of people in each different countries that who can specifically focus on outreach, kind of more delegating the outreach part of through social medias, all these webcasts, but which not overloads more work to people who are already doing, but whatever they have created, like a brochures, information they have created, but then maybe like, I don't know, 7 people or something, or 10 people or something, that under delegated mainly guided by one person, who can then just make sure talk with these 6-7 people, saying, letting all these informations be out in time, like a week before. Just helping remind everybody, organizing that more, delegating that more. I think I see the need of help, and anybody who you're interested to that specific thing areas, please contact our Polly and Lourdes through that, and then we will get back to you and discuss more how we can arrange all those things. So that's all for now.